working to connect a region of over 600 million bridges between our lands.
Good evening, I'm Ralph Wando of Empire and you're watching ASEAN in Focus. For today's headlines, President Ferdinand Marcos and his wife and First Lady Liza visit the palace and meet Japanese Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako during their trip to Tokyo. Rescuers were scouring debris on Friday nearly 100 hours after a massive earthquake hit Turkey and Syria, killing at least 21,000 people in one of the region's worst disasters for a century. President Marcos Jr. today expressed grief after two Filipinos died from Monday's magnitude 7.8 earthquake that rocked Turkey and Syria. The WHO is now warning of a second health crisis threatening to strike Turkey and Syria in the aftermath of the devastating earthquake, which could be worse than the quake itself. President Ferdinand Marcos and his wife and First Lady Liza visit the palace and meet Japanese Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako during their trip to Tokyo. Having maintained diplomatic ties with Japan for more than 60 years, President Bongbong Marcos expressed to the imperial couple and the admiration of Filipinos for Japan being home to an estimated 300,000 Filipinos. The chief executive also extended the invitation to the emperor and Empress to visit the Philippines and personally experience the Filipino people's hospitality. The president arrived at the Imperial Palace at around 4 p.m. local time, where he was welcomed by the Emperor and Empress. The closed-door audience lasted for about 30 minutes. The president then proceeded to the Prime Minister's office, where he was welcomed by Prime Minister Kishida. The Philippines and Japan affirmed their commitment to strengthen defense and security cooperation. Let's listen in.
The Prime Minister and I have just had a deeply engaging bilateral meeting covering the full range of Philippine-Japan bilateral relations and expand our engagements across a wide range of mutually beneficial cooperation. Today, Prime Minister Kishida and I witnessed the forging of agreements that further cemented our commitment to our strategic partnership. And I would like to highlight them one by one. The signing of the Memorandum of Cooperation in the field of information and communication technology demonstrates our two countries' plans to cooperate in the global and digital economy, thus providing added connectivity in every facet of our relationship. The signing of the Memorandum of Cooperation on Agricultural Cooperation is aligned with my priority to harness the agricultural sector and to ensure food security, and together with our partners such as Japan, we look forward to the success of this program. The signing of the diplomatic notes and loan agreements on the North-South Commuter Railway project and extension highlights the value that we place in connectivity and improving transportation services. It is also a testament to Japan's contribution in uplifting the daily lives of ordinary Filipinos by sharing Japanese technology and expertise in infrastructure and connectivity. The signing of the terms of reference on the humanitarian assistance and disaster relief underscores our joint efforts to value human lives above all, and to ensure that we remain resilient and responsive amidst natural and man-made disasters. Finally, the Prime Minister and I have agreed to cooperate even more closely in areas of economic cooperation, security and defense cooperation, maritime security and safety, healthcare mechanisms, environmental commitments, and people-to-people exchanges. Furthermore, there are cultural cooperation, regional peace initiatives, and nuclear non-proliferation and disarmament, amongst others. This afternoon, The First Lady and I also had the distinct honor of having an audience with Their Majesties the Emperor and Empress of Japan. We had a memorable conversation, and I deeply appreciate the imperial audience accorded to me and the First Lady. I have extended an invitation to Their Majesties to visit the Philippines at the most convenient time. I wish once again to thank Prime Minister Kishida for his kind invitation to visit one of the Philippines' closest neighbors and closest friends. We hope to welcome Prime Minister Kishida to the Philippines for a return visit in the very near future. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
The leaders share the view that a free and open international order based on the rule of law has become more important than ever. From this point of view, the leaders reaffirmed that the free and open Indo-Pacific and the ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific share fundamental principles. President Marcos emphasized ASEAN centrality and the AOIP as the core of the Philippines' approach in engaging with regional partners in the Indo-Pacific, and expressed ASEAN's call for engagement with Japan on the AOIP under ASEAN-led mechanisms, while Prime Minister Kishida reiterated Japan's unwavering support for ASEAN unity and centrality. At the same joint press conference, Prime Minister Kishida said he pledged to provide a support package worth 600 billion yen to the Philippines over the 2 years through March 2024 from Japan's public and private sectors. On the security front, both leaders welcomed their agreement on guidelines to smooth humanitarian support and disaster relief operations by Japan's self-defense forces in the Philippines. The guidelines are viewed as a prelude to a new treaty aimed at facilitating joint exercises and reciprocal visits of their forces to one another's countries, called the Reciprocal Access Agreement. Let's listen in.
In this year of the 50th anniversary of Japan-ASEAN friendship and cooperation, I extend my heartfelt welcome to President Marcos for his first visit to Japan as president. Philippines is Japan's neighbor across the ocean and is a strategic partner sharing fundamental values. First, regarding the economic cooperation, the economic development of the Philippines will be a big economic opportunities for both of our countries. To support the economic development plan of the Philippines to become upper middle income country, anticipate that by March 2024, public-private assistance of 600 billion yen will be provided. Based on a series of MOCs signed this time, we concur to advance efforts in agriculture and ICT by utilizing state-of-the-art technology.
With regards to our security cooperation, I explained to the President such matters as Japan's national security strategy, and the President welcomed Japan's commitment to the free and open international order based on rules. The President and I welcomed the signing of the TOR concerning the humanitarian assistance and disaster relief activities of the Japan SDF, and agreed to continue exploring a framework to strengthen and facilitate such activities as joint exercises. We will also look into ways to promote our defense equipment and technology cooperation and to strengthen cooperation amongst Japan, the United States, and the Philippines. During our working dinner after this, recognizing the severe and complex international situations, we plan to have an in-depth exchange of views on regional and international situations, including our collaboration towards realizing a free and open Indo-Pacific. President Marcos's visit to Japan gives us a renewed momentum for our two nations to further upgrade our bilateral partnerships we have seen in many areas over the recent years to an even higher dimension, and for us to make further contributions to the peace and stability of the region and the world.
President Marcos' 5-day trip from Wednesday is also politically important as Tokyo and Washington are seeking to boost ties with Manila due to China's increasing military and economic clout in the region. His trip comes a week after the Philippines announced a deal giving us troops access to another 4 bases in the country. Tokyo and Manila are also in preliminary discussions over a key defense pact that would allow them to deploy troops on each other's territory for training and other operations. Japan is also the Philippines' biggest diplomatic source of active development assistance, according to Manila, and its second largest trading partner. It is the only country to have a bilateral free trade agreement with the Philippines. President Marcos also keynoted a high-power luncheon and networking event in Tokyo, Japan today. Again, let's listen in.
加えまして、我が国は ASEAN 各国との競争による官民を挙げた未来投資促進の取り組みが進められており、日本企業の海外における新たなビジネス展開につながるものと注目をしております。
Furthermore, Japan is promoting co-creation with the ASEAN the countries to try to promote investment into future-oriented businesses by both the public and the private sector. We are concentrating our efforts in creating new business developments for Japanese companies outside of the country.
On this trip by an equally diverse group of 114 businessmen whose activities span the whole gamut of Japan-centric business opportunities: manufacturing, construction, real estate, retail, food service, trading, telecommunications, aviation, recruitment, mining and agribusiness. And in the morning of the first day, our Department of Trade and Industry Secretary Pascual reported that the business matching event that DTI arranged for 85 Philippine companies yielded more than 255 meetings with Japanese counterparts. In the afternoon, our delegates also visited a facility in Odaiba that was built by a company that began as a startup and today builds ultra-compact spacecraft for comet exploration. On top of forging new connections in business, our delegates are also here on a mission to listen, to observe, to learn, and then act on opportunities and new knowledge. I hope that these synergies that we establish with our Japanese partners today will continue to grow. Hopefully, beyond profit and commerce, these partnerships will now extend to lifelong friendships, which will promote and will encourage the deepening and the strengthening of the ties between Japan and the Philippines. Thank you and good afternoon.
ということで、この関係が、利益ビジネス以上。
We now go overseas. Desperation is now setting in as the death toll continues to surge in Turkey and Syria. The race to find survivors has reached a critical point as temperatures fall and the vital 72-hour period has passed. Take a look. Satellite images of the area show the scope of the devastation, before and after photos revealing the utter destruction of the landscape. It's hard to imagine, but the images from Syria are even worse. Nearly all the buildings in this before and after image being reduced to rubble. The 7.8 magnitude quake struck early Monday as people slept in a region where many had already suffered loss and displacement due to Syria's civil war. A decade of civil war and Syrian-Russian aerial bombardment had already destroyed hospitals, collapsed the economy, and prompted electricity, fuel, and water shortages. Rescuers were scouring debris on Friday, nearly 100 hours after a massive earthquake hit Turkey and Syria, killing at least 21,000 people in one of the region's worst disasters for a century. The first UN aid deliveries arrived on Thursday in Syrian rebel-held zones, but chances of finding survivors have dimmed since the passing of the three-day mark that experts consider a critical period to save lives. Monday's quake was the largest Turkey has seen since 1939, when 33,000 people died in the eastern Erzincan province. Officials and medics said 17,674 people have died in Turkey and 3,377 in Syria from Monday's tremor, bringing the confirmed total to 21,051. Experts fear the number will continue to rise sharply. On a visit to the area, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan admitted there had been shortcomings in the government's handling of the disaster. Despite the difficulties, thousands of local and foreign researchers have not given up to hunt for more survivors. In addition to a staggering human toll, Fitch Ratings said the quake's economic cost appears likely to exceed $2 billion and could reach $4 billion or more. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Friday expressed grief after two Filipinos died from Monday's magnitude 7.8 earthquake that rocked Turkey and Syria. President Marcos issued a statement after the Philippine embassy in Ankara confirmed that two Filipinos in Turkey were among the 21,000 people reported killed in the powerful quake. And I quote, "It is with deep regret that we learned of the passing of two Filipinos in the recent 7.8 magnitude earthquake that devastated Turkey," Marcos said in a Twitter post. The two fatalities were among the three Filipinos who went missing following the massive earthquake. The embassy said the other Filipino who was reported missing has been found alive. At least 248 Filipinos in Turkey were affected by the magnitude 7.8 earthquake. President Marcos said the Philippine government will continue to monitor the latest developments. On Tuesday, President Marcos said the Philippines would deploy an 85-man team to assist the quake victims in Turkey and Syria. The contingent, composed of Philippine military personnel, engineers, and health workers, already arrived and started Friday their mission to conduct search, rescue, relief, and other assistance to the quake-hit areas. Meanwhile, the ASEAN foreign ministers released a statement on the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. It said, ASEAN is saddened by the tragic loss of lives and extensive damage to properties caused by the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. ASEAN expressed its heartfelt sympathies and condolences to the governments and peoples of the affected countries, especially the families of the victims of the earthquake. ASEAN affirms its solidarity with the governments and peoples of Turkey and Syria in these trying times and stands ready to extend its assistance to their relief efforts. The WHO is now warning of a secondary health crisis threatening to strike Turkey and Syria in the aftermath of the devastating earthquake, which could be worse than the quake itself. Let's listen in.
Clear concern that besides the immediate health effects that we are seeing and that we have heard of today and yesterday and throughout since Monday, that there is a secondary health crisis emerging in the aftermath as underlying health risks will likely be exacerbated. I'm speaking about, and especially in the case of Syria, diarrheal diseases, including cholera, respiratory illnesses, leishmaniasis, physical and mental trauma, and disability, secondary wound infection, etc., and the worsening of chronic conditions, non-communicable diseases, due to the disruptions of continuity of care and the capacity to treat ongoing regular health issues. And as I've seen myself, these capacities have been gravely affected due to the long-standing, pre-existing complex crisis.
With the weather conditions and ongoing aftershocks, we're in a race against time to save lives. People need shelter, food, clean water, and medical care for injuries resulting from the earthquake.
I apologize for the quality of connection. I'm currently on the field mission to Gaziantep and Adana. It's the south of Turkey. And if you allow me, I'll switch off the camera just to restore the better connection. 62 hours since the first earthquake happened on the 6th of February morning, which followed by another one and then numerous aftershocks. I've just been to our office in Gaziantep and aftershocks are continuing, which brings a lot of challenges for the search and rescue operations.
WHO Emergencies Director Michael Ryan added that there would need to be long-lasting mental health support to cope with the ongoing trauma. Meanwhile, Syrian families take refuge in a makeshift displacement camp run by the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS jihadist group, in the city of Idlib, after their homes were destroyed in the deadly 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Syria and neighboring Turkey on Monday.
حاليا احنا انشأنا 6 مراكز الاماكن المفتوحه، يعني ما في ابنيه، يعني وجدنا صعوبه كثيره، يعني خصوصا اعداد الاطفال والنساء كبير، فنحن احتوينا بس النساء والاطفال. حاليا تقريبا شيء 700 عائله ضمن مدينه ادلب بالاماكن المفتوحه، اعداد العوائل الموجوده.
طلعنا من البيت منفزع، وليتنا ما حيحسنوا يناموا، وبيتنا صار يعني تحت الصفر. جينا لهون قعدنا، وضع هون كمان أصعب شوي. يعني مثل ما قلت لك بطانيات ما بيكفيني، نحن البركة عندنا 20 ولد.
وقت صار الزلزال أنا كنت صاحية طبعاً، يعني حسيت في شيء رج، فكرت أنا لأنه كانت عم تمطر الدنيا فكرت إنه يعني رعد أو شيء، بس بعد شوي يعني فتحت علينا الخزانات ووقع المزهريات علينا على راسنا، وفجأة قطعت الكهرباء، ما بقى أعرف إنه أولادي وينهم وصيح، ووقت اللي كانت رح تقلب البيت فينا يعني تقلب الدار.
And now, here's something to be hopeful for. Take a look at this video. A baby named Helen has been found by rescuers alive more than 68 hours after an earthquake devastated parts of Turkey and Syria. She was rescued from rubble in the wreckage of a home in the city of Antalya. Officials said the child spent 68 hours under the rubble. Turkish media said it was 66 hours. According to Turkey's IHA news agency, rescuers found the child in a collapsed building in Odabasi district of Hatay. She was in good condition and was transferred to a local hospital for further medical treatment.
Sana kurban olurum ben. Sana kurban olurum. Allah'ım sana şükürler olsun ya Rabbim ya Resulallah. Açılın abi açılın. Sakin. Herkes çökmesin ya. Açın ya. Aç arkaya.
Yavaş düşme. Kumandan düşme.
Getir ya, getir. Abi bırak. Getir Sercan. Ver. Sercan abi bırak. Şeye ver. Bırak.
A simultaneous Care for Humanity event was recently held in Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia. Reporting from our ASEAN Bureau, here's Crystal Mappa for the report.
The Iglesia Ni Cristo, or Church of Christ, through the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation, launched a simultaneous Care for Humanity activity in Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia to fulfill the church mission to extend love, help, inspiration, and compassion to everyone through sharing the words of God as well as material help. We are here in Westgate Residence Hotel, Nonthaburi, Thailand, and it is the first large-scale face-to-face event done by the Iglesia Ni Cristo after easing of the COVID-19 restrictions.
Members, together with their friends and colleagues, attend the said gathering. The event started with an evangelical mission in which the guests listened attentively. It was then followed by performances of Christian music. One of the guests can't help but express her joy in attending the event.
Oh, yeah. I was invited by a colleague, as I've said. She's Teacher Reina. Thank you for inviting me. I feel right at home, just being in the presence of God, and I hope to be here again and again. Yeah.
Brother Willan Regalado, the district supervising minister who also led the evangelical mission, described the success of the said event.
In this activity, Care for Humanity Evangelical Mission, as we can see, they are with us today and they're willing to sacrifice for the sake of the success that the people whom they invited in this activity, as we always pray, would become members of the Church of Christ. The brethren will not stop, and they have always the eagerness and the desire to help in all the noble aim and desire of the church administration. To our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo B. Manalo, we promise you po that we will help all our brethren to reach the perfection of our faith.
A blessed day indeed, as Care for Humanity event was a success. Members and non-members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo are extending their deep gratitude and many thanks to the church administration for executing events such as this to be able to reach everyone and give not only material help, but most importantly, inspiration and hope through the preaching of God's words in this time of great uncertainty and strife. Reporting from Thailand, I am Crystal Mappa. We live in extraordinary times.
As my usual habit, I'd like to end the day on a positive note. Let's encourage and build each other up so that no one is left behind. And that's it for today's broadcast of ASEAN in Focus. I'm Ralph Pandolf Empire. Stay in the news because we live in extraordinary times.